Excel, freeze pane. So if you were to scroll over in this document, there are student names in column A, and then starting in column B, test 1, test 2, test 3, and you keep scrolling over, there's 20 tests. So the first thing you'll do is find the average in V5. So click the down arrow next to AutoSum, choose average, and it should automatically be the correct formula, equals average B5 through U5, so I'm just going to check. And then 82.2, use your fill handle. And then I'm just going to scroll over a little bit. Now there's two more columns, W and X, and they're either based on their average, pass, or fail. And based on if they're average and they've passed or failed, they're either going to get 3 credits or none. So these are logical tests. So in W5, click the FX, and then this is a if function, and okay. So the logical test is if V5 is greater than or equal to 60. If it's true, they will pass. If it's false, they fail. And then okay, and of course 82.2, they did pass. Use your fill handle. Last X5, the formula is pretty much the same. FX, if, okay, I'm going with the same thing. V5, if it's greater than or equal to 60. If it's true, you're going to get 3 credits. And if it's false, you can type 0 or the space bar so that nothing shows up. And then click OK. And they have 3. Use your fill handle. Someone that fails has nothing. So when you are looking at someone that failed and you want to see their name, you can't see it, so you have to scroll all the way over. And you can look at their average, 58.3. And by the time you get over to this side and see their name, you forget what their average is. So how can you keep the student name, column A, visual as you scan through all the tests? So that's called freeze pane. So there's freeze pane, and there's also another feature that we'll learn for this exercise. If you click File, Print, remember it's in the defaults, which is portrait style, and there's 3 pages. On page 1, there's the student name for column A, and then the rest of the test up to 8. When I click the next page, it picks up on test 9, but I don't have their name. And the same thing on the last page. It picks up on 19, but I have no name. So the first thing you need to do is click in B5. So what happens why I'm in B5 is because I want to make sure column A stays constant. It's always on the screen. And also rows 1 through 4. Then I'll click View, choose freeze pane. Now I could just have froze row 1, the top row, or just column A, but because I'm in a specific area, I'm going to click freeze pane. And then once I click that, there's going to be a plus sign that goes right down here and above here. So it's hard, but you can see it. Hard to see. So when you move your arrow, it'll test when they're tucking under. And the same thing if you were to scroll down, if you have a lot of students, they're tucking under. So you're always seeing rows 1 through 4 and always column A. So technically I could scroll all the way over and have the student name and the average. So that's freeze pane. That has nothing to do, when I go back to the print area, see the names on column A in the first page, they're still not here. So this is something different. So freeze pane is just working with the screen itself, with the worksheet. If you wanted to turn it off, all you do is choose unfreeze, but I don't want to do that. So what we'll do now is go to page layout, and then with the page setup group, click the diagonal arrow. And I think you've seen this before. Every time we go to file, the backstage area and print, you see this page setup dialog box. This is where we change it to landscape, and then click margins. This is where we always select center on page horizontally and vertically. Header, footer, usually we do a custom header or footer, but we'll skip that for now. This is the one we haven't gone to yet, so click sheet. And what we want to repeat is column A. So click where it says columns to repeat at left, and the formula is $A colon $A. And then at the bottom here is a print preview, so we can click that. And here's our, it's landscape and centered vertically and horizontally. When I click the next page, there's their names. They're on the second page, and there should be one more page. They're always printing column A. So that's under sheet, and you can get that from page layout, page setup, and sheet. Repeat columns. So that's a save and submit. Thank you.